Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today I wanted to show you how to make your own charcoal at home and for free, using pretty much just any metal container that you have laying around and pretty much any wood, scrap wood that you have laying around as well. I don't know about you guys, but my family and I, we cook out almost daily, and I usually grill out almost every night, as well as have a bonfire almost every night, especially during the summer and fall months. When we have cookouts with friends and family, I love cooking on the grill. So buying charcoal every single time, 10-15 pound bags of charcoal every single time that we grill out, it tends to add up and it costs a lot of money. So I like to make my own charcoal at home, and I don't know about you guys, but I like to save money as well, and it's pretty rewarding making your own charcoal at home for the grill. So stay tuned. Alright, so just to give you an idea, this is a batch of charcoal that I made last night. It's not a ton of charcoal, but this is definitely enough to cook one meal out of for you and your family. Again, I don't think that this is the most productive way to make charcoal. Usually what you want to do if you want to make like the 10-15 pound bags of charcoal, you want to put them in like a 55-gallon burn barrel and have the wood burning on the sides of it, and then put like a 5-gallon drum in the middle with the lid on it, and that way it'll seal all the wood in. And when you put that wood in, you want to stack as much as you can. It just produces more for your yield. But like I said, this is enough, and this is pretty much going to show the process of it. I do have a 55-gallon burn barrel over in my yard that I will eventually make a video and show you guys how to do that. But I just wanted to show you the simple process of just making your own charcoal. So if you just want to make a meal tomorrow, this is pretty much all you need out of this little tin can. So I do have a lid, and again, that's the charcoal that I made last night. So let me show you guys how to create a new batch of charcoal. Alright, so we have our tin can that we made the charcoal out of before, and we also have the lid. With the lid, just as a heads up, you want to put a pretty substantial hole in the middle. I'd say this is about 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch. It really doesn't matter too much. You just want a big enough hole that the flammable gases and all the extras will escape out of the wood, so you get pure carbon, which is exactly what charcoal is. It just, everything reduced down to pure carbon. So before we do that, you want a pretty substantial fire in this case, or even if you have a burn barrel, you're going to have a huge fire that's stacked around the wood. Like I said, I have a bonfire every night, so this is no problem for me. If you're going to make a ton of charcoal, this would obviously not be as productive. It wouldn't produce as much charcoal compared to how much wood you have to put in there. So I would suggest, if you want to make a ton of charcoal, just go ahead and use the burn barrel to make your charcoal. But like I said, we have a bonfire almost every night, so it's nothing for me just to put some scraps of wood in here and just throw it on top of the fire. So like I said, you want a pretty substantial fire. That way the tin gets hot enough. You want to go ahead and put your scrap wood. This is actually the red maple that I cut down in my other video, if you guys want to see that. This is a piece of fencing. Actually, I have a bow drill set here that I'm not using anymore, so we'll throw that in. And you just pretty want to fill it up almost to the top so you can't fit anymore. That way you have a bigger yield, you get more charcoal out of it. There's no reason to have wasted space. We'll try and see if we can get all this to fit in there. Yeah, that piece is too big. And that one's too hard. Alright, so as you can see, we have a pretty full dish here. We're going to go ahead and close that up. And then I'm going to use a stick, and we're going to make a little platform for this tin to sit on. And again, you want the embers and the flames to go on all sides. You don't have to have an open flame. I think it works better if you do, but if you just want to use hot coals, that works as well. You absolutely don't need just open flames. Pretty much once you have a platform, you're just going to stick your tin in there and let it heat up and burn. And I'm going to pause the video in here in just a second, but once it starts getting hot enough, you'll start seeing some of the gases and smoke escaping this top hole, and you want to keep letting that burn off. Eventually that's going to turn into the flammable gas, which is really heavy, dense white smoke, and you'll actually see this catch on fire. And again, you just want to let it sit in there. Keep feeding around the sides, and that way it stays hot, and we'll be back shortly. Alright, so just to give you an idea, that wasn't even 20 seconds, and you can see some of the smoke and gases from that wood starting to escape out of there. The bigger the barrel you use, the more you're going to have to wait just a little bit longer for those flammable gases, but I just wanted to show you guys what the smoke looks like coming out of that center hole there. So we'll come back shortly and I will show you the flammable gases. Alright, so it's been about 10 minutes, and as you can see, the gases and the smoke is still coming pretty heavily from the tin can. I did add some more wood around the sides just to keep the fire hot. And maybe here in a second, because I just seen a couple of spurts, but the flammable gases are starting to come out now, and they're getting in spurts where they catch on fire in the top, where that middle center hole kind of looks like a candle. So we'll see if we can get that here in just a second. Alright, so we are losing light here. I kind of picked like the wrong time of day, or I guess the perfect time of day when it starts losing light. But as you can see in the middle, there's that flame that I was telling you about with all the flammable gases escaping. So you're going to let that burn out and run out, and as soon as that center hole doesn't produce any smoke anymore, that's when you want to take the tin can off, flip it upside down, which I'm going to put on probably one of these tiles, and that way it actually suffocates that container and deprives it of oxygen. And that way you're left with pure carbon or pure charcoal instead of letting it burn up. If you don't plug that hole up with a stick or a twig, or put it on something to suffocate it or deprive it of oxygen, it will burn up in that tin can and you'll be left with a bunch of dust or ashes. Alright, so the daylight is dropping on me, so probably after the charcoal's made, I'm going to have to take you inside or put you in the light so you guys are able to see the charcoal. Because like I said, we didn't decide to start doing this till around 7 o'clock, so the daylight is dropping on me pretty fast. But usually, I mean, this process will take about, I don't know, 45 minutes to an hour. Like I said, for me, it's no big deal because we're sitting around the bonfire anyway. Ideally, you'd want to do this in a drum can and let it sit overnight so it can cool down. So there's enough time to cool down. This tin can won't take long to cool down, maybe 20-30 minutes. But if you have it in a drum can, it's probably going to take about 24 hours just to be safe. Alright, so this is the steady flame that's coming out of the middle. It's not like that torching that you hear, or like almost sounds like a jet when it's coming out of the middle. This is just burning the last of the flammable gases, so you want to let this burn off completely. And again, when you don't see smoke is when you want to take it out, turn it over, and deprive it of oxygen, and let it sit for about 30 minutes. Alright, so my girls, Liana and Serenity, are sitting around the fire and enjoying the last bit of charcoal that's burning off. So I don't know if you guys can see this weird flame. I don't know if it's a reflection or what, but it's really weird. We can't figure out where it's coming from. Maybe we got a ghost in here. By the way, this video is not sponsored by Coca-Cola or Bud Light. However, Coke and Bud Light, if you would like to sponsor me, I'd be more than glad to. If you guys want to make some survival kit or some survival drink, or I'd sit around the fire and drink some Coca-Cola, I'd be happy with that too. So as you can see, the smoke and the flammable gases have dissipated from the can, so we're going to go ahead and remove it and sit it on something flat to deprive it of oxygen and suffocate it. That way we have pure charcoal inside. Again, I apologize for the darkness or it being this late. It's really not that late. We just started recording right when the sun was going down, so we'll have to let this sit for probably about 20-30 minutes, and actually I'm going to take it away from the fire just a little more. We're going to let it sit for about 20-30 minutes until it's cool to the touch, and then I'll bring you guys back and show you what we have inside. Alright, so it's been about 20 minutes. It is now 8:10, and we started right around 7 o'clock, and it is cool to the touch. So I'm going to have Liana and Serenity record. My daughter's right behind me, so we're going to go ahead and take this to the burn table and show you guys the charcoal that's inside. Again, we lost daylight pretty quick, so we're going to take this to the burn table where there's more light so you guys can see what's inside. Alright, there we go. It's kind of glistening. I think it's a lot of impurities in it, but we do have charcoal. As you can see, it breaks really easily. It's thoroughly cooked. Alright guys, well I hope you enjoyed this video about how to make charcoal at home by yourself. We really enjoyed making this video. If you did like this video and if you like my channel, please leave a thumbs up and please subscribe to my channel. It helps out a ton. Also, I have my daughters Liana and Serenity recording behind the camera. I think they're doing a phenomenal job, so please leave a comment below and let them know how they're doing. And as always, spend some time outside. It's good for you.